Good evening, and welcome back to Timberborn, here with our 8-hour challenge where our bridge is complete, and our dam is complete, and we also have 2 new farms and a new carrot field. I decided to chop the forestry area down a bit and put a new farm in. We have been basically on the edge of survival for the first 10 days of this cycle, at least anyway. Every day beavers were going to bed hungry and then waking up in the morning, just managed to get enough food to survive. No one died of hunger, which is good, but yeah, we weren't getting any surplus of food in whatsoever. So I added another carrot field, and as I added that carrot field, the crops up here that were dry harvested, and then we got an abundance of them. So maybe I didn't need to add that, but more food is better. More food is better. We can turn off this gatherer flag because we have 20 in here. That can go off somewhere else, which is good because we don't have many people in our holding posts anymore, which is a problem. We really need to get some people in those holding posts to get some things going. Now, we're going to start building these farms down here, which also won't have beavers in. And when we build them, we're actually going to run out of beavers in here because we're going to prioritize these. We can now actually reach all of these, so this is good. But it's not going to work for us. It's not going to work. These are going here. These are planted potatoes, so they will plant potatoes. But we do need more housing. And I'm not really sure if I want to put any more housing here or whether we should just open up the double lodge. We don't have enough research for it, although we can have enough research for it if I turn one of these on for a grand total of 1 moment. We will have enough research to do it, and then we could put some in here, which I kind of want to do. We might put some either side of the bridge, get some houses in there, and then as we do that, we can retire these houses and make this something else. Maybe more farmland up here. Some industrial stuff will probably be up here, but I feel like having the houses on the water is going to be a bit more central because we can come down here a bit, up there a bit. We can do other things. We put houses up here as well. We won't have to worry about the dry land anymore. The crops drying out. That would be good. So everything is awesome. We're just waiting for some trees to be grown, which these are now 89%. That was the first tree I think to be planted. Yep, yeah, 89%. These ones up here are 86%. So some of these are going to get planted very soon, which means we're going to need more beavers to chop down trees. So we're going to need more beavers. We do have 11 potatoes because this farm has been coming down and harvesting some potatoes every now and then, which is awesome. So let's skip through a day. Let's get a beaver in here. Let's get him to work that 5% off on there and get us 3 more research so we can unlock the next set of houses. We can build some houses, get some more beavers in. I think our food is going up. We are going up here. The ratios when it comes to food and other bits and pieces are really thrown off. I kind of explained my idea in the previous one. Thank you, Kaboom, for your comment on the previous episode explaining how things are. So, I mean, normally with a beehive, you'd have 2 farmhouses dealing with a single beehive crop. We're going to need 4, so I'm going to have to build more farmhouses on this side to keep up with this when we put the beehives in here. So that I'm expecting. That is fine. That is not a problem at all. We can deal with that. This here as well is not going to. We're going to struggle to keep up with it, but we can build more farmhouses. We got spaces down here to build things in, so we can add them as and when. But it's not just double. It's not just that like you need 4, because you get the crops in at a slower rate. You need twice the amount of farmland as well than you would do normally, because they plant them slower and they harvest slower, so they're only harvesting at half the time. So you need twice the crops, which means you need 4 times the farmhouses, which is 4 times the beavers, which means you then need more crops to do that, and it scales. It just scales off at some stupidly high rate of yeah, you need a lot. You need a lot to do it. So I'm kind of going to play it by ear, because doing a an 8-hour shift, it's not half. It's really strange. It is half, but it's not half, which I know sounds very strange. In a 16-hour day, they can get way more done than they get more than twice done in an 8-hour day. Because past that 8-hour day is them getting up in the morning, getting food, getting drink, getting to the destination. They lose an hour or so of that. So really, it's only a 7-hour day. So it's kind of, this is why I would like to, instead of them start working straight in the morning, I would like them to like wake up, have 4 hours, work 8 hours, have 4 hours off. Kind of like what it is in real life. That's kind of how the system works. It's not exact, but it's kind of how the system works. So yeah, that's what I'd like to do. So let's turn that back down. Your beaver can go off somewhere else there. And now we're going to start struggling for beavers in actual here, but we can always change this. We can always up the priority on this and it won't be a problem. So let's unlock our double lodges. And double lodges can go here. 1, 2, 3, no. So I'm going to start down here and do 1, 2, 3 because we can blow that up and get a 4th one in there. Now double lodges, as I explained, their door is on the 2nd floor. The picture is misleading. It's not on the ground floor, it's on the top, it's on the 2nd floor. And they only become flooded when the door is flooded. So the ground floor in the water will not be flooded. Doesn't count as a flooded block. So they will build perfectly well and won't have any issues with that whatsoever, and everything will be awesome. Now it does mean I'm going to up the priority of them as well. So we stop building these. In fact, I'm going to put the construction priority of those down, so if we build anything else they will not get done there. Not because we don't want them, we do desperately want farms because we need more food, but it's more that I can't spend the logs on them because we don't have the logs. We're waiting for logs to come along, so hopefully they'll get built next day and everything will be awesome. When it comes to water as well, you need the same amount of storage of water. Storage is not a problem, so 1 large water tank is good for however many beavers it was. Again, Kaboom pointed out the old 2 pumps to 1 water tank, not enough. You now 4 pumps to 1 tank because you're only pumping for half the time. It's not even half the time, it's less than half the time. So yeah, and haulers become way more important because you don't want any of the people not working. You don't want them taking their water to a tank. You want them pumping all the time and the haulers do the job. So we're going to need lots of haulers to fill in the gaps of workers, not filling the gaps, right? We're going to need more haulers to move things around, which again is more beavers, and more beavers means more stuff. So this is where it all becomes, it doesn't scale like you just don't need twice everything. You may need 3 times the amount of food because you need 4 times the amount of beavers harvesting the food. So you need 4 times the amount of beavers in your population just for food production, and that uses twice the amount of food, or whatever it is. You know, it uses 4 times the amount of food, but because of the way it scales, it's twice. It's a very, very confusing way of doing things. So I am going to play a lot of it by ear. I'm going to expand a little bit. We're going to put these 3 in here and expand a bit and see how the food situation is. And if people start starving and having problems, then there we go for that. I'm also going to state right now that if something does go wrong and the colony dies, I'm not going to quit and start again. I will go back and reload, because I feel like this is a sort of challenge that, I mean, yeah, I could go back and restart and get really good at the start and the progression of it, but it's quite slow, the build up. So I'd much rather go back and reload to the point where we are, fix the problems, and then progress more. So, you know, the whole 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I have no issue with reloading to do things. So, okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to have to let the game run for a bit because we don't have enough logs. We have enough logs to build 1 of these. So we're going to build 1 of these, which will get us at least 6 more beavers. These store 6 beavers, which is awesome. So they're twice a lodge, which makes sense because they are 2 lodges. They store 6 beavers. They are exactly the same space-wise as triple lodges. So 3 of them take up the same space as 2 triple lodges, and that's 6, 12, 18, and they are 9, which is 9 and 18. But these cost 2, 4, 6, 60 wood. This costs 35 times 2, which is 70 wood. So it's actually cheaper to build 3 double lodges than it is to build 2 triple lodges. Same space, same amount of inhabitants, 10 less log. So keep that in mind if you plan the Folktails. The double lodges are the best building to build when it comes to housing. So we'll be back when they've been built. Okay, so the lodges have been built. There is no one living in this lodge here, which is cool. All these ones are empty as well. I have noticed we've got a lot of beavers that are older, and we're getting a few by the old age, so we might be going through a wave of beavers dying off of old age, which is going to be interesting. I have mucked about with some priorities as well. I've dropped the lumber mill and power wheel to a lower priority. They were built, the lumber mill first and the power wheel second, which is kind of awkward if you get one beaver, because it means the beaver's going to work in here and not in that one. I really wish there was a way to link them, but no, we'll just keep an eye on that. I've also dropped the foresters down because trees are important, but I don't know, I think maybe planting the trees is more important than harvesting the tree. So I might drop the forest, the woodcutters down a priority. Boom. I don't know if you can use the priority tool to do this as well. Can you just lower the priority? No, you can't. Okay. There's probably a tool for it somewhere that I'm missing. I did also put a log cutter out here, so you can get to these trees out here because these are all set to be dropped down as well. So that's cool. Yeah, I think planting the trees is probably more important than harvesting them for wood, because they take time to grow. So it's probably better to let them just grow and not harvest them than it is to harvest them and then not have them growing. So that would make sense. We can always change priorities as and when needed. There's no reason why I couldn't just turn these off for a moment and turn them back on again to kick beavers out and into the lumberjack flag. But we are going to get to a situation now where we have beavers dying off, which means lots of job places are going to open up. So like here, for instance, we have one beaver working in here because we've had beavers dropped out. We're still at 32, even though we built all these, because of how people have died and born. So we need to wait for that to go through and do its thing. I need to wait for these to be built. They've planted loads of potatoes, which is awesome. These will get built soon, hopefully. We just need, again, we've got some crops, we've got some stuff, because we've got more lumberjacks chopping down stuff here, which is awesome. And this kicked in a little bit, so maybe we just need to wait for stuff to get built. I think you're doing this one next. Yep. And then that one, and then that one. Which is fine, because by the time they get built, stuff will be going there. These are a higher priority workplace because they're food. So again, it's just a case of kind of waiting for it to go. I really do want to get lots of excess beavers and then lots of food. We are good for food. We are good for carrots are good at the moment. I would like to replace that with a larger warehouse, which we will do at some point. I will demolish this warehouse and put in the larger warehouse there. We might even deal with some underground stuff in places, because that would make sense. I have left enough space there for an underground one. So we might build a warehouse over here, transfer the carrots out. I don't think we need to, because we'll get to a point where we've run out of carrots. That's probably going to happen. But we do have a drought coming as well. That's why I started recording it. We have a drought coming in 2.3 days. So I'm going to fast forward to that, and we'll see how long that's going to be. And we'll see how things go there. This here is a little deceiving. It's very, if I bring the camera down, there's very deep valleys here. So we could come over to here and dam off some of these quite high and have a nice reservoir with our pumps pumping in, which does cause problems with us down here. But I think we're okay, because we're now storing all the water, not just in this segment, but in this segment here as well. They are separate, which doesn't really matter. Nothing about it. It does mean that the pumps are going to pump out from this segment here, not this one here. So this one will stay for longer. So our carrots will stay hydrated in this field, and then these fields will not, and our trees will not. So I probably want to move the pumps over to here, and pump out from the second area, so that we keep our fields alive for longer. Yeah, we've got this little field up here that will dry out, but that's okay. It's one field out of all of these. So yeah, moving the pumps over is probably a good idea. Not now though, not right now. Right now we just need to wait and see and get some beavers. We have 12 kits. We have nine unoccupied beds. We have 9 free beds. So we've still got more beavers to come. I think our Our campfire is kind of getting saturated as well, so we might need another campfire. Or release a rooftop terrace, which I really would like to do. I just don't know where to put it. Could put it on top of some of these over here and do things with that, but it becomes a little complicated getting on top of here. Especially if we're going to demolish these anyway, so maybe not. Maybe we should do it over here. Actually, what I'm going to do is the build that I did last time. So we're going to put in platforms behind here, and then put buildings on top, and then have beavers come up to the next floor, and then come up again, and on top there will be the rooftop terraces. But that's way in the future. We have enough resources coming in, that's fine. We have enough food coming in, that's fine. We just need to have a population boom come in, so that we can actually fill up all our 20 free workplaces right now to do things. And we have nowhere to store our potatoes, so our potatoes are going to get harvested and just get stored in here. These do store 50 a go, so that's 250 storage of potatoes, plus this one here which can store 50, so 300 storage of potatoes, and then these can store more grilled potatoes there, so that'll be good. We'd also want to have some form of actual storage of it, so see. We have an 8-day drought, which is going to be interesting. So we'll come back when the drought has taken hold, and we'll see how it goes. I think we'll be okay. I think the water will survive this time round, and we'll see how it goes. It might be touch and go for this area in here, but I kind of need to leave the pumps running because we haven't got the haulers to move the water around. So we'll be back when the drought's over, basically. And we have more harvesting going on there, and hopefully loads of kits have grown up into beavers. So the worst has happened, and I was very concerned that this was going to happen. We ran out of water. It's dried up, and it means that all our potatoes are going to die because they only last a day, and the water's there. So it took 7.5 days for this to run out with all the pumps running. So I do really need to change the pumps to be over here, because this would not matter if it ran out. It wouldn't be as bad. I kind of also would like to sort of square that off, make it one deeper, so that we can have two deep reservoir for our water source. That's going to become basically a reservoir for a water source. I think that's going to be like the main place for it. I am building some more houses as well, because our food is really good. We've gone up to 400 carrots, and I was scratching my head going, how are we at 400 carrots? I've only got 200 storage. What? Forgetting that these store 50 a go. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 300 storage of carrots. So we can have 500 carrots, plus some of these can attach them as well. So yeah, this could get this entire carrot field here. This can get this entire carrot field here. So we've got plenty of carrot storage, and beavers can get carrots from farms to eat them. So we don't have to worry about the storage. That's fine. We're getting some grilled potatoes in as well. Not many, not enough to run at the moment. We've got plenty of potatoes. We might need to build some more grilled potatoes, so I might need to do more here, platform this up and do things. But more importantly, we're going to lose all our potatoes. We're not going to lose the trees. The trees last 14 days without water, and these last 14 days. So the trees will be okay. The birch, yeah, they're also good, but the birch will be okay. The water will definitely be here by that time. But we do need to move our pumps. That is going to be the important thing here. I want to move them now, and I also want to make this deeper at the same time, which is not going to work for what we want to do. I also need to put some farms this side as well, because if we're going to have more cats on, we're going to have the beehives here. These are going to be growing all the time, so we're going to need more farms to do the thing, which is not great. Not great. This is full. This is good. Still not quite full there. So we are getting beavers in the workhouses, work placements again all over the place, which is excellent. We've still got 10 unassigned jobs. I don't know where our 10 vacancies are. I am a little confused by the 10 vacancies, unless it's... No, it's not the lumberjacks. Oh, there's some lumberjacks which might not have. Does it tell? Click the information. Click the information. It will tell me. It will tell me. This is all fantastic, and I can change the things in here and do the bits and pieces and what I want to do here. So we've got 2 farms, 3 farms harvesting carrots, and then 3 farms harvesting, and then all the rest are planting. If that makes sense. We've got 2 foresters that are prioritising maple. We have a gatherer flag which doesn't prioritise anything. That's fine. You're doing grilled potatoes. The inventors are down, and productivity is down because there's no workers. Yep. Lumberjacks. It's the lumberjack flags. They're all low priority. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and this will be a vacancy as well. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. We've got 10 vacancies. So yeah, so our lumberjacks are lower, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine because we're okay for trees. And they will pop back in again and get the stuff as and when we go. It's interesting it fills this up before it fills the trees up. Maybe I should drop this down to a low priority as well. But then I think they go into the research first before this one. No, they don't. Okay, nope, they go into this one. I'm not sure about the ordering of things. I'm a little confused by it. I thought it was an order of build, so these should get priorities. At least one of these should get a priority over that one because of build order. But it might be an order of changing the workplace things. There might be like a list in the background, and when you drop a workplace, it puts it into the top of the list. So this is the lowest one, but it's the first lowest one, and then these are afterwards. So if I up this and then downed it again, see he stays in here but doesn't go there, and then if I up this and then down this one again, he stays here. Or maybe they just don't move jobs if they're the same priority. I know he moved. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Someone died of old age, so he probably went to work with someone else. So I'm not sure exactly how the priority works, but it does seem to be the order that you put it in the priority. So if you want to make sure a building is top priority above everything else, every now and then come along and change the priority down and back up again, and it becomes the top of the list. So it would be the newest building in that priority. So this is the newest building, the lowest priority, so it gets workers before these 3, which are old buildings in the low priority. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. When the list is made of priority buildings, the lowest priority, these were added first, and then this one. And then it starts at the top of the list and goes, we'll fill that building, and then the next one, and the next one. So on and so forth. That's the way I seem to understand it here. I don't know how it works under the hood, but that's my observation. It's not in order of how buildings were built. It's in order of when you put them there. So that means these farms, technically this farm is the highest middle priority we have. So this farm will fill up first before any of these farms if we were that low on workers, because this is the latest one that I put in that priority. So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So all our potatoes are going to die here. That's fine. The water's not going to come along for about 3 or 4 days yet because it's got to fill up this. Well, it's got to actually do its thing, and then when it does the things, it's going to fill up this and then come around. So we're about 3 or 4 days out of water before we get crops going again. But that's okay because carrots will tide us over. That's fine. And we need to move these over to here. So what we're going to do is we are going to just platform across here like this. In fact, we're going to platform the whole lot like that. There we go. You've still got some trees to harvest, so you'll harvest these trees here, and that'll be fine. Then we can get rid of those too. And I'm going to put my pumps here, where next to the dam. So we'll have 2 separate reservoirs. This one will be for storing our water, and then this one will be for running the land. So this one can last longer. And then when we get explosives, we'll make this deeper and bigger. And what we'll do is we'll just make it all deeper. And then when we come to the pumps, we'll destroy one pump, make it deeper, put the pump back in, destroy one, blah, blah, blah. That'll do. And then up here, I'm going to put in some more grills and some more farms. So this area here that we're doing now will never become too deep. It'll just be the way it is now. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So So that's the plan. So I've got to wait for the water to come back, and we've got to wait for things to be doing, and all our crops are going to go, but we're good. We are good for carrots. We're okay for water. Hopefully we will still have enough water by the time things come back. Now we have more haulers. The water should be better. But next time we're going to work on gears so that we can start getting we'll get gears going so that we can start getting some large water tanks, because we're going to need them, and I need to figure out where to put them because I haven't really done that. But we do have enough beavers. We're going to run out of water as well. We are desperately going to run out of water. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to prioritize. We're gonna prioritize these here. And then we're going to put pumps on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 seems like a good number, and then I'm going to prioritize those pumps at the highest numbers, so they'll build the platforms underneath them, and then they will build the pumps on top of them as quickly as possible. And we can transfer at least 4 pumps over, and then we'll get some more pumps when we move these here. We're running on 6 at the moment. We might need more than that. But we can deal with that. We can deal with that later. We can always expand this out and do bits and pieces. We have options so long as we survive now. So we will come back next episode. And hopefully we will still be alive. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.